So let's talk about these insecurities. My first insecurity I can remember as a child was my gap. I had and still have a gap. Uh, at first I used to it's so funny. I used to wet toilet tissue and smush it like really small and just like sit it right there. And if I talked to people from a distance, it looked real. Like it just looked like I had perfect teeth. If people got too close, they'd be like, "What? What is in your mouth?" And I was just like, Like I was just trying to hide it. That was my first insecurity that I remember. But eventually, I became very comfortable with my gap, and by eventually, I meant by the time I was like, I think I was probably 12 when I came. I was probably like 12. Finally was just like, I don't want braces. God put it there. I'm going to stop trying to hide it. I'm going to stop smiling like this in my pictures, or stop doing this number to try to cover the fact that I have a gap, and I'm just going to give it to you. That was my first insecurity. Check out that stutter. Oh my God, when my brothers see this, they're gonna make fun of that. So yeah, that was my first insecurity, my gap. My second insecurity, I had so many all my life, it's hard to remember them in order. My second insecurity was acceptance. Being accepted by other people. We moved a lot throughout my childhood. I went to a total of 13 schools. My mother, she's just such a free spirit. We used to move a lot. And it's so cool because every time I moved, I was the new student. And you know, when you're the new student, you like all the attention until you finally just wear off, and then you're like, oh, wonder if mama plan on changing schools anytime soon. I'm ready to go. But yeah, that was my second insecurity, being accepted, because since I changed schools so much, I always got to a school after everybody had already decided whose friends they were going to be in. Everybody was clicked off, so I always felt the need to prove that I was cool enough to be somebody's friend or to be in their circle. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my second insecurity. Not being accepted. Having to prove myself, feeling the need to try to fit in. So in order to do that, I would do like dumb stuff that I knew I'd probably get in trouble for. Like I don't know, I would bring pictures from home of like some of my older cousins and stuff that I thought were really pretty, and be like, oh, this is my family. Or I would learn all the lyrics to the songs that we probably shouldn't have been listening to and be at school. Like, oh yeah, shoot 'em up, bang bang, cock cock pow. I know the words to that song. Or, you know, I just did ignorant stuff, you know. So my second insecurity was acceptance. Fear of not being accepted. Wanted to fit in. My third insecurity took place around 4th and 5th grade. I don't know if y'all realize, but oh my gosh, I'm sleepy. 4th and 5th grade, that's when most of the girls start to develop, and they all have these boobs, and I don't know, I just couldn't get them for the life of me. I'm in 5th grade, and it's so funny because like all my family members knew, well, except my dad, that I really wanted some boobs, that I really, really did. And like I remember one of my cousins telling me, oh, put ice cubes on them and you'll get them. And I used to like, y'all, like I for real used to put ice cubes on my little chest, thinking I was gonna wake up with some tatas. Then I didn't. And I would I remember one trick my cousin told me to tie rubber bands on them. I didn't even have enough to hold in the rubber band, so of course that one didn't work. And then there was this book. It was called Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. And it's so funny because I knew absolutely nothing about the book until there was this girl in my class. She was from Germany. And she went to the librarian and she was like, I need to ask you something. And I'm like, well, what she whispering about? I want in on this. And she was trying her hardest to keep me out of it. But, I eventually heard she was asking the librarian, do we have the book? The Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And I was like, So I kind of mentioned it to my mom and she was like, you read that? And I'm like, And of course, if your mama asking you, did you read something? And making it seem like something you shouldn't read, you gonna want to read it. So I wanted to read it. And I made it my business to read it. So that was my third insecurity, having a flat chest. And even today, I'm still only a 32A. Y'all don't have to repeat that. We can keep that between us. Me and you. We right here. They cross. I'll look when I'm editing. Anyway, so yeah, that was my third insecurity. My next insecurity was that I was a little juicy. Let's call it juicy. A little on the thicker, heftier side than all my other friends. And it kind of made me insecure. But I could dance really good. I'm like, I'm a dancer. Why, this is that and the third. So my whole point is this. I can go on with you for hours and hours naming all my insecurities, naming stuff that I didn't like about myself, but we would get nowhere. It will probably just help you sit up and depress over your insecurities. But the bright side of it is this. I was going to say conquered, but I'm not going to say I conquered them because I didn't. Because I'm still concerned about this flat chest. What I did do, though, was instead of pointing out the things about myself that I didn't like, I thought about God put them there for a reason. Obviously, He knows that somewhere along some line, this is going to work for me. So I just started accepting them and appreciating it. So instead of getting braces, I told my parents, no, I like my gap. I want to keep my gap. I'm going to be famous. I want to represent all the other girls with gaps who don't have the choice to get rid of their gaps. And like the whole thing with being accepted, I just kind of let that go and became my own person. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, I'd rather be me and know that 100% than have to remember who I'm trying to be. So that's when I let go of the whole acceptance thing. And now I just have this attitude that's like, they don't like me. They act like they like me. Look in the mirror. I know I like me, so I don't care. But I see a lot of girls with insecurities, and I see how it affects them to the point where they feel like because they, in their mind, are lacking somewhere, that they have to make up for it somewhere else. You don't owe anybody anything. And if God didn't give you something at one time, or if you felt like He gave you too much of something, baby, use it. And I don't mean that like, ooh, girl, go sell it. I mean that like, sell it. Sell it to the world. Make them believe that even if you do have big eyes, you love them big eyes. Put your makeup on them. Put some glasses on. Magnify them. Like, don't give people the glory of being able to attack you because you have your insecurities on display. And like, I displayed mine at the beginning of this for you, but that was just so y'all could see I'm comfortable with them. It's not something somebody could be like, ah, look at that gap. And I'd be like, if somebody be like, whoa, that gap, I'd be like, yeah, whoa, I know. It'd be setting it off, don't it? Like, you gotta take control of the stuff that you once were unsure about. And we're all gonna go through that stage where we feel like we're not pretty enough, or the boys are flirting with her more. And let me tell you something about that. I went through a stage in high school. I was the only virgin in my mind, me and my sister, where I was just like, these boys are not gonna want me unless I start giving up what these girls are giving up. It got to the point where, like, I had a friend who I told mama, I feel like she gets more attention than me because she's sexually active. And my mother put it to me plain. My mama said, they don't want her. They want what she's giving up. So are you gonna stoop to that level and become old news because you giving up that now, or you just gonna wait it out? And it made so much sense because I'm like, okay, so they don't like her. They like what they can get from her. So, you know what? I don't know. Don't let your insecurities control your life. That's my whole point. Take those insecurities and make them yo pump. Put them on your leash. Make them do what you want them to do. I smile and show this gap every time I get a chance to take a picture photo op. Hey. 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 And it's so funny because people see me and they think, wow, I wish I was as confident as you. And I'm like, baby, you gonna read my diary. I've had some hardships. I have some trials. I never had oh my god. Oh, this fake hair ain't no joke. It get in my way every video. It is 40 inches long. It's laid back here on my booty. See? Anyway. My thing is this. I was never one of those girls who in high school had a high school sweetheart. I don't even remember having like a legit boyfriend in high school. I had boys I was talking to. None of that. But it's okay because now they all want me. But you know, you put on that role of you're so sure who you are. You know who you are, but remain humble, whatever. Don't let it go to your head. Don't get to the point where nobody likes to be around you. Get to the point where your personality draws people to you. They want to know more about you, but don't let your insecurities take hold. Because I promise you, them gaps is sharp. That little extra juice that meat you got on you, that's sharp. Your smile is beautiful. So what if you don't have the longest hair? They sell it. So what? Like, turn your situation into something positive. Don't let it take hold of you like that. For real. For real. But I'm for real getting sleepy. It is 2:37 and gotta get I've got to get some sleep. I really had to cover that before I went to sleep. But y'all leave questions and comments and negative stuff. It's just gonna get blocked. So let me know. Y'all ask questions. I'm here to give answers. That's what I want to do. Just like to feel like I'm inspiring people somehow. I'm bold enough to admit I was one of the most insecure people you can know. And I still have insecurities, but they don't control me. I control them. Alright? So good night, good morning, good evening, whatever time of day this is you're watching this. I love you. You're beautiful. God loves you. And dance to something when this goes off. Listen to you some music or something, you know. Alright. Follow me on Twitter at officialarista. OFFICIALARISTA. Still recording, huh?